I can't believe that we can say that we live in a free, fair society when we have a database that stereotypes people based on their race and who they're friends with.
I think the Matrix is something that's there to destroy black people rather than to protect them.
It creates a sense of unease because you don't know whether or not you're on the list. You're already going to expect the worst from the police.
The Gangs Matrix is a database operated by the Metropolitan Police Service. It's essentially a watch list of people that the police suspect are gang members.
Looking back over 10 years ago now to the London riots and kind of the inception of the Gangs Matrix, there was this misinformation, I'd say, that the riots were fueled by, gang violence. That has meant that thousands of people, often people without criminal records, have been put onto this database.
The Gangs Violence Matrix, to give it its full name, it currently has around 2,000 young people on the database, mostly young black males. In fact, 80% are young black males, which is why we've got such a concern about it.
And it's used in a racially discriminatory way. It's being used to over-police young black boys and men with very little evidence that it is effective at stopping youth violence.
It was so weird, because I was in the train when it happened, and all I heard was just running. They pushed me to the side and was like, yeah, we need to stop searching stuff. It was a bit embarrassing, because it was in my area, so everyone, I knew, somewhat they saw me, they were just there why you can't stop and search, what's going on? Because obviously I can't explain, but obviously they have a perception that, probably I signed on them.
It's typical. Of course they're going to do something like that because of our skin colour, but it is what it is.
Essentially a tool which was there to fight gang crime, it has now been extended to children, young people as young as 11, 12 years old, being stopped and searched, who haven't even committed any criminal offences. You get this cycle of police targeting certain communities, and that breeds distrust.
Well, I think it leaves specifically young black men hopeless, because it just shows that no matter how hard you work, I'm not going to be seen to break out of the stereotypes that have been placed on me.
I know from 30 years experience in the Met that intelligence system is flawed. It takes in a lot of subjective information that includes a certain amount of stereotyping and racial profiling.
If you were just a young black boy, maybe in a tracksuit, in a hoodie, maybe have a poor education or live in a deprived area, your chances to not be on the Matrix are slim, and that's just not fair.
There's lots of young people on the Gangs Matrix who are low risk, but their first interaction with police may be, we're suspicious of you because of where you live and who you know.
So trust in the police is a real issue. And I suppose that because they've got an algorithm, well, it can't be racist, because the algorithm is not wrong. Fortunately, the criminal intelligence system is flawed and institutionally racist. So if you put the algorithm on top, you have still got racial profiling. So I think it actually de-skills the officers from being investigative, questioning, and not just buying into the stereotype, well, he's guilty until proven innocent.
For someone who ends up on the Matrix, including someone who's on there unfairly, the implications are very serious. They might be threatened with eviction, including their family. They might be excluded from education. They might lose their benefits. They might lose the driving licence. They might find it very difficult to get a job. Once the data has been shared by the police, it's out there. We don't know if it's then shared elsewhere and how long it's retained for.
And so how can I trust that you're going to use that information fairly? You're not going to share that with employers. That has a knock-on effect on a young person's life for years.
I think Amnesty International found that there were 35% of young people on the Matrix that were not in a gang and never been charged with a crime. So we feel there are many innocent young people that should not be on this Matrix or on this database.
Even if you make a formal request under the Data Protection Act, the Met, their policy seems to be, we're still not telling you. So if you don't know you're on it, and you don't know why you're on it, it's very, very difficult to challenge it.
We need to live in an open and fair society where that information is made available, so people can challenge it. Police are human like everyone else, they can make mistakes. Otherwise, our young people are in positions where they have no power, they don't know their rights, and it's too late, once they've come into the criminal justice system, to then start teaching them what their rights are.
And having your liberty curtailed in that way is traumatic. It means that you're othered by society. And I think that in the 21st century, we should be building more inclusive societies, not ones that are divisive and fragmented.
If there was one message that I would give to senior leaders, is to recognise that they're institutionally racist, that the Matrix is part of that.
Racially discriminatory policing tools have no place in modern policing and serve only to undermine public trust and confidence, but particularly in already marginalised communities.
The vision is for a criminal justice system policing that isn't racially motivated, that is evidence-based and that is accountable.
We want to see the gangs of violence matrix abolished, and we want the police to come up with a better way of tackling serious youth violence in London that involves young people, black communities and the mayor, and something that's really effective and not discriminatory.
It affects everyone. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. And so we all got responsibility to tackle this.
Get rid of the matrix and actually do things for young black people.